SMU's head coach. Mustangs are 0-3. They played last Saturday at Michigan. Michigan won the game 45-20. And again, SMU returns home to face Navy Saturday at Gerald J. Ford Stadium in Dallas. Game will be at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central on ESPN News. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. If you would take a minute to tie up the game at Michigan, please, what you expect to see as you return home for your conference opener against Navy on Saturday.
Excited to get back home and get at it again. I thought we did some good things, particularly in the first half. The Michigan game, I thought we, really played hard on both sides of the ball. Where at times we were a little bit, physically overmatched, but our guys, never didn't concern themselves too much with that. Never paused. Just played really hard. It was obviously a 14-7 game, and we're driving to have a chance maybe to make it 14-14 or worst case 14-10, and through the pick the last play of the half, and it was obviously pretty demoralizing for our guys, and the big challenge for us in the second half was to come out and play hard, and I thought we did an okay job of doing that, and it was good for our players just to go play in that environment and that atmosphere. I think I was impressed with our ability to focus and not get caught up in all the other stuff, that young teams can sometimes get caught up in. And so I was proud of that and proud of our effort. For 3 quarters, I thought the fourth quarter, I was a little disappointed in the fourth quarter, but besides that, we did some good things. I mean, look, we went there to win the football game, and every single person in our organization wanted to win the game. But we just made too many mistakes to have a chance to do that. And so, we've played 3 good football teams, I think, and we've had an opportunity. We've played pretty good. We played a pretty good half against Michigan, and we played a decent half against TCU, and we played about 2 good plays against North Texas. So I think that we're, making some progress and getting better and learning how to play hard. We're still learning, what that is and what that means, and playing tough and playing physical. And, we're nowhere near where we need to be, but I think we're making some progress.
We'll take questions for Coach Sonny Dykes, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue, then the operator will introduce you.
Thank you. We'll take our next call from Dan Tortora from wakeupcalldt.com. Please go ahead, sir. Your line is now open.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Well,
how you doing?
How are you?
Doing well. Just to kind of go off of what you were saying, this team through the first 3 games allowing 40-plus points on defense, but like you said, some good halves and some good moments. What are you taking away on film? Are there some pillars of positive on defense? Are there some pieces or maybe some of the leadership that you're seeing that's coming through despite the 0-3 start?
Well, I mean, I think part of, we're giving up 40-plus whatever on defense, but again, we gave up, a defensive touchdown against Michigan. We gave up a defensive touchdown against TCU. We gave up a defensive touchdown against North Texas. We gave up a special teams touchdown against North Texas, and we gave up a special teams touchdown against TCU. And so, I think there's a lot of points there that are probably not attributed, to our defense. And so I'm pleased with some of the things that we're doing. I think we've given up too many big plays. I think that's been our Achilles heel, has been, and it was certainly on Saturday. I thought we did a good job, for the most part, against a team that really worked hard to run the football, and I thought we held up fairly well against the run, and they hit us on a couple of long play action passes, and where our safeties didn't quite have the eye discipline that we needed to be able to play those, and we got to improve in those areas. But I don't think that, and again, I'm not a big statistic guy. I think that's one of the things that our defense didn't give up those points, and so I don't think those points should be counted against against a defensive football team. I've never really understood scoring defense because, again, the defense didn't give those points up. But I guess that's another conversation, some other point. But look, I think we're getting better. It's our first year in what we're doing. You got to give Ken and his staff a lot of credit. It's pretty remarkable. I was looking through their coaching staff, and the number of years that their assistant coaches have been there, and the number of years Ken has been there, and the success that they've had. It's really, you see why they're so successful when you look at the longevity of the coaches. I mean, they understand the uniqueness of Navy, and they understand how to recruit there, and they understand how to coach those kids, and they're all on the same page, and it's just everything that you want to have in a college football program. And so anyway, just consistency and coaches that are happy being someplace, and it's just I think it's what you want to work toward. But anyway, defensively, I think we're getting better. We'll get tested Saturday. This is a completely different preparation. In order to play well against Navy, it's a year-long preparation. You know what I mean? This is a preparation that really needs to start in February, and we're behind and trying to get caught up.
And then as far as you made mention of it, you're in your first year of what you're trying to do, and that obviously after you have some time under your belt, there's that hope for success as you build a foundation. What can you say about the way that college football is now, just kind of football in general, in the sense of, people want that immediate success, that immediate turnover? How do you kind of handle that as a coach, saying that obviously you need time to get your players to recruit what you want, to build your foundation, and to do the things that you're looking to do? Just what you could say about being a coach in a first year where people are already having that expectation of, all right, we need something to happen sooner than later.
Well, I mean, I think that when you look around college football a little bit, I mean, I think you see, programs that understand, I think programs, whether it's university presidents, athletic directors, fan bases, whatever the case may be, that, that have realistic expectations. There's only one team that can win a national championship every year. And so there's 129 teams that don't and one team that does. And there's probably 30 fan bases that have that expectation every year. And, and so that's just the way college football is. I mean, I think all of us as coaches understand that and know it. But the programs that have success have strong leadership, whether it's a president, whether it's an athletic director, that understands that if you really want to build a successful football program year in and year out, that you have to have consistency and you have to have continuity. And the programs that have that are the programs that have success. And the blue blood programs that struggle, most of the time struggle because they've had coaching changes. They're trying to get caught up. They're behind the others because, a program like Northwestern has had great consistency with Pat. He's done a great job. And there's all these other programs that are blue blood programs in the Big Ten that change coaches. And all of a sudden, you have a couple of coaching changes, and it takes a while to get a program. It takes a while to recruit. It takes a while to build a culture. And, and if you're changing coaches all the time, it's hard to get that done.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate your time.
Okay. Thank you.
We can take the next question, please.
Thank you. We'll take our next question from Bill Wagner from the Baltimore Sun Media Group. Please go ahead. Your line is now open.
Hi, Coach Dykes. I cover Navy for the Baltimore Sun and the paper out of Annapolis, the capital. Just wanted to get a couple thoughts on what you've seen out of Navy, both offensively and defensively so far.
Well, I think the biggest thing that you're going to see from Navy year in and year out, as long as Ken's there, is you're going to see, guys that play remarkably hard. And I think that's a credit to their coaches. it's a credit to, who these kids are and just, who they are on the field and who they are off the field. It's just part of their DNA is to play really hard. And I think the second thing you're going to see is great discipline. You're going to see 11 guys that have a role and understand their role and work well together and do things the right way. And, that's what stands out to me is, if you've got a guy that's supposed to set the edge on the defense, he sets the edge. If you've got a guy that's covering punts and he's supposed to be contained, you see him contain. And you see guys do their jobs and do it with great pride and great effort. And at the end of the day, that's what makes a program a good program. And then when you have good athletes on top of that, that's when a program becomes a great program. And so, I think that they're athletic. They have a lot of guys that can run. I've been impressed with their speed. It's been a while since I've coached against an academy, and my last time was at Cal. We played Air Force in a bowl game, and I'm impressed with Navy speed. I'm impressed with they have a lot of kids that can really run, and they've got a lot of length. A lot of long kids that run well, and so when you have good athleticism, and as I said, and you take great pride in doing things the right way, and you do that with tremendous effort, then you've got something pretty special.
And lastly, for me, Ben Hicks is one of the top returning quarterbacks in the league, but I understand that you're also using a young quarterback a little bit. Can you just kind of, those of us who have not been able to see you play, let us know what you're doing quarterback-wise?
Yeah, we're gonna kind of see it play out this week and let both guys compete and see what kind of week we have. I think I was discouraged a little bit with, and we talked a little bit about this earlier, but with, we had 3 consecutive weeks where, our quarterback had put the ball, 1 week on the ground against TCU and then had thrown 2 interceptions that returned for touchdowns. And, we're trying to build a program that's about accountability. And so, for me, I think that the accountability starts with me and felt like that we just needed to make a change. And, it's a hard thing to do, especially, and Ben's a good football player, and Ben's a team captain, and Ben's a well-respected player within our program. And, those decisions are hard to make sometimes, but I didn't hesitate to put Will in. Will is the kind of kid that could handle it very well. He doesn't get, the stage I did not feel like was too big for him. He's a guy that just focuses on, going out and playing and doing his job. And so, I thought he played well the second half against a very good Michigan team, against a team that's going to put a lot of pressure on you by being able to rush a passer and by playing a lot of press man coverage and taking easy throws away and doing things that put a lot of pressure on a quarterback. And so I was pleased with the way he played, but at the same time, Ben's got a big body of work and the history and has been a good player for us. And so, we'll kind of see how it plays out this week.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay. Thank you.
Coach, thank you for your time this morning. Look forward to hearing from you again next Monday.